Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be taking a look at two Honda CRF 230Fs. The one on the left is a 2012 and the one on the right is a 2017. Both of them have air-cooled 4-stroke motors with a 6-speed transmission, and both of them are mostly stock. There are some modifications done to them, especially on the 2017, but they're for the most part stock. So let's go ahead and talk about some kind of pros and cons of the bike, and this is going to be an owner's perspective, so there's not going to be a ton of stats in here. You can look all that up online. So let's go ahead and start off with the pros, and the first one, in my opinion, is the cost. These bikes cost about half of what the 250X does, and that's the most comparable bike made by Honda, in my opinion. And it costs about half of what those do. So they're not the most expensive bike in the world. Another pro is that they're fairly light. They weigh about 250 pounds. And I'm sure a lot of people will be saying, you know, the 250 weighs about the same, and that's true. But this one, again, is about half the cost. And the reason that that's a pro is if you're trying to get these into the back of the truck, like I am, it makes it a lot easier. Another pro for these bikes is that they're very low maintenance. All right, because they're air-cooled, there's not a whole heck of a lot that can go wrong with them, and the only maintenance I've really had to do is an oil change, aside from, for regular maintenance. Another pro is that both of these bikes have an electric start on them, which is a real luxury in my opinion. So let's go ahead and talk about some cons on these bikes. And the first one is related to the electric start, and that is that there's no kickstart on the bike. I know it has an electric start, but it would be nice to have a backup one just in case your battery goes dead or something. You don't have to push this thing out of wherever you've ridden it into. Another con, and this is not necessarily a problem I have with the bike, but it's something I feel like I have to mention, and that is the low power. And people who say that are not wrong. These bikes aren't as powerful as the 250 and bikes with higher CCs, but I've personally never ran into that problem. And they have a lower top speed than a lot of bikes do, which has never been a problem for me because I don't typically ride these above 30 miles an hour. Most of the time where I ride, that's more than enough. So another problem that these bikes have is, they kind of need some mods right from the factory. Because California has strict smog regulation, they had to do some stuff with the carburetor and with the exhaust, which makes it lose power. So both of these bikes were bought used, and both of them had stuff done to both the carburetor and the exhaust before I bought it. So that kind of shows you that there is a need to do some exhaust mods on this right from the factory. So overall, I really like these bikes. I have had a good time with them. They're incredibly reliable. They have all the power that I think they need, but a lot of people would disagree with me. One thing I will say is, if you want a bike that has a lot of power, buy a bike that has a lot of power. Don't buy this, you will be disappointed. But if you're like me and you just need something small and light to kick around with in the woods, this is a really, really nice bike to choose. Before the video ends, I'll show you clips of both exhausts running and also some clips of me riding them out in the woods. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section, and I guess I'll see you later. Alright, this is the 2017 with the replaced jets in the carburetor and no baffles in the exhaust. I'll go ahead and give it a couple revs here. Alright, this is the 2012 with FMF performance exhaust. and replace jets in the carburetor again. I'll go ahead and do some revs.